first story for Hot Rod Magazine was when we took the C4 Corvette and cut the body off of it. We cut 900 pounds off of this thing and proved it would be faster at the autocross, but what I always wanted to do was cage it up and just make it a wicked handling machine. We're finally going to do it, and Continental Tire hooked us up with a Lingenfelter Corvette so we can have a shootout at the same time.
The backstory on this car is that it's an '85 C4 Corvette that was left for dead in the desert and flooded.
It had that worthless Crossfire 350 V8 in it, but what made this one pretty cool is that it had a manual transmission, which is a 4-speed with a Doug Nash add-on overdrive on the back.
We cut this thing up until it only weighed 2,350 pounds, and it's been sitting ever since.
It got wasted. It got rained down the engine. There was weeds growing through it. Our junk was junk, just turned to dust. And so we took one of our shop guys and set him to stripping every bit of plastic off the car. We gutted this thing all the way down to the bare frame.
So now, we're going to throw a little bit of money and a whole lot of parts we have laying around at this thing and see if we can make it handle just a little bit better.
We're going to have to do everything to the car. All that's left is the stuff that performs. No more Guido. The old 350 was all seized up, so we pulled that out and we put in a new engine that I had sitting around. The motor here is the Marshmallow Mouse, or the White Trash. It's a bone stock junkyard 91 truck bottom end. It's got some World Products 170cc iron heads on it, Comp Cam's Thumper Cam, and of course the Tunnel Ram and Zoomies. And it made 350 horsepower and 360 pound-feet of torque. It's no fire breather here, but it was sitting around and it was cheap and it's ludicrous, and we're hoping to death that these Zoomies actually clear the brake booster. Oh, this Zoomie is going to get a drag. Little Sawzall might fix it. There we go. Like a glove. So EPC Brakes has a pretty good sense of humor because they were willing to help us out with this thing. We actually got sponsorship for this piece of junk. And what's cool is that they're an English company. They make really high-end rotors like this one. And they agree with me that stuff like slotted rotors really doesn't do that much. They put this slot in here because a lot of the aftermarket rotors that just have the dots cut in them will actually groove the pad. And they're like, this is there to keep the pad face flat. This is the standard operating procedure for roadkill, putting way too nice of parts on way too junky a car. That master cylinder's in good shape. This thing sat outside for so long since we did the original hack that it pretty much just decomposed. Anything plastic on it turned to dust. Okay, ready for the Zoomy moment of truth? Oh, fail. Manual booster is all we need. Even on roadkill, do we want to sacrifice brake performance for having Zoomies? Because this is far more critical than brakes. I was really wishy-washy about the headers. First we had the Zoomies, which were really cool, but they melted the master cylinder. Then we had the pulling headers that stuck straight up in the air, but those melted the alternator.
This literally says, I'm going to a tractor pull, and I borrowed the wheels off my dad's Chevelle.
And ultimately, we just put some short tight tubes on it and dumped the exhaust straight out the side. I was really starting to fall in love with the overall shape of the Corvette, and I didn't want the visual protrusion of those headers, so this is going to look much cooler.
Did you just say you fell in love with the shape of a Corvette?
Yeah, but look at it.
This is a new milestone we're hitting right here. However, this is now less Corvette and more
roadkill.
Yeah. So here's part of our plan. We're trying not to spend a ton of money on this thing. And even though we don't have fenders on it, which means we could have put 12-inch wide wheels on this, we didn't do that. We are going to get rid of our 16 by 8.5 stock wheels and a set of dry rotted BFGs. Those are going to go away. And we had this set of 17 by 9s laying around, which are a half-inch wider and an inch taller. And we've got a set of 285 4017 Continental Extreme Contact tires. They're wider, they're lower profile, there'll be less sidewall deflection here. This thing should handle a little bit. But in an effort to save as much weight as we could, we ripped out every ounce of wiring in that Corvette. And we're going to replace just what we need with a universal switch panel and switches. Because that small block Chevy has a ready-to-run distributor and an alternator. So we just have to pick one of many holes to run this through. There isn't much else on there that needs powering, so other than lights, we don't need a lot of wiring in this car. Fewer things to go wrong. This panel's really nice, because we got an open top car here and it's probably going to get rained on. Everything's got a condom on it to keep the moisture out. And it even has circuit breakers. We never have circuit breakers. This is already nicer than almost everything we've ever built.
So,
And you realized there was no way.
I don't have that here.
I think your sense of self-preservation will really just kick in.
Yeah, this thing lets me be as stupid as I want to be, and I don't want to be that stupid in it. What's your level of fear right now?
Yeah, I don't trust you. I really don't. So I'm about a 9. Just got a whole lot of these. You know, the thing is, the whole Vent hack idea could be legitimate. Stripping a C4 down to its bare bones and caging it, this thing only weighs 2,100 pounds. You could science out the suspension on this, give it some more horsepower. Imagine a Lingenfelter crate motor in this car. It would destroy all, and it would be an actual threat at a time attack event anywhere.
Pretty much. Not bad. And I pretty much was in third gear the whole time because I can't shift it.
Yeah. Imagine if you had a shifter.
Wow. I can't get it in any gear.
Maybe that's a sign.
Yeah, really. Oh, got no clutch.
Oh, maybe that was the fluid.
Oh, probably. Yeah.
Chill it.
We're done. Hold on. Oh, it didn't kill it. Our safety measures failed.
Oh, I get it.
Oh, that's good for this.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Good thing we didn't need that in a hurry. I feel like I could drive the thing better.
Yeah, right?
It's not bad.
No,
You're right. It needs throttle response, and it needs a shifter.